The case of Jeffrey Epstein opens the door to one of the biggest conspiracies in the world. The amount of power this man had and the amount of control he had over some of the most influential people in the world just shows how sick he was, and also how sick some of the most powerful people in this world can be. But to be honest with you, who the heck was this guy? And I'm not going to make a big intro on who he was because we don't really care about all of that. We want to know what he did and what he got away with and all the conspiracies along with this case. Epstein first started off his life working as a math teacher for teenagers in New York, and his students described the encounters with him as being some of the most creepiest and chilling moments they've ever experienced. Although it's not known how he made most of his money, people are saying that he made some really good connections and became a money manager for very, very rich people. And if he was managing the money and investments of billionaires, this means he had a good connection with them. Something you have to realize is Epstein was a very smart man. He was targeting people with very strong political power. We're talking about the Clintons, Trump, Obama. He studied their interests and knew exactly how to get to them. Just listen to what Trump said about the guy. "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life." And yeah, you're about to find out how much they really enjoyed women that were on the younger side. And I'm sure you all know who that girl is next to him, Ghislaine Maxwell. This was basically his side piece. They had an insane connection. They were both about the social life, party life. You couldn't really say they were together, but like partners in crime kind of thing. But little did they all know, the Trumps, the Clintons, the Maxwells, what was about to go down and all of the sick things they were just about to get into. It all started in his $20 million Palm Beach mansion. He would pay young women who really needed the money to come over to his house and give them a massage. The catch was, well, you know the catch. This man was running a pyramid scheme of women, basically. He would pay women to go bring women, and then those women would pay other women to come to his house. After countless charges, he ended up going to jail and getting bail. After years of doing inappropriate things to these young women, he eventually got arrested. Anyone getting arrested for this kind of stuff would have got sentenced to life. But remember all those connections he had? This man only got 13 months in prison, and he was allowed to leave for work. People were saying he was getting picked up at 7 a.m. and coming back to the prison at 11 p.m. every day. So this man wasn't even really in jail. And then as time went on, things started to get really sick. Epstein Island was introduced. Epstein owned this private island in the Caribbean known as Little St. James. He owned a Boeing 727 where he would fly hundreds of underage girls to his island. His jet would land them on the main island, and the people that worked on the main island said that these girls boarding the plane were well under the age of consent. Who knows what kind of sick things happened on this plane, but once they landed on the main island, they would then take a boat to Epstein Island. And this island was paradise to many famous and rich, powerful people. But what all these powerful people didn't know is that Jeffrey Epstein was recording them the whole time. It said he had hundreds of people, each with their own name on it, doing inappropriate things with boys and girls. And with all of these different tapes in his hand, Jeffrey Epstein very well could have been one of the most powerful people in the world. Someone ended up sending Jeffrey Epstein $100 million and then resigning from their job. I'm gonna show you the log that recorded every single person that stepped foot into his plane and flew to this island. And you will not believe some of the names that hopped on this island. Now let's take a look at Epstein Island itself. This place had some really weird things, and from what I'm about to show you, I do not want to imagine the things that were going on in here. And that field to the right, I don't even want to know what was going on there. But the thing that scares me the most is the temple. At the very edge of the island, and I think this is where everything went down. Now check this out, this temple looks exactly like something called Hammam Yalbuga. Just hear me out. Okay, this is exactly what it looks like on Wikipedia. Now, if you read what it says Hammam Yalbuga is a Mamluk-era public bath. So the vibe I'm getting is like a spa, and what do you get at a spa? You get a massage. And how did he lure the girls in his Palm Beach house? He offered them massages. Now let's continue. Let's see what the Mamluk era is. It says Mamluk is translated as one who is owned, meaning slave. It's a term commonly referring to non-Arab, ethnically diverse, slave soldiers and freed slaves who were assigned military and administrative duties. And they're also saying that the door of the temple was designed where no one can get out. So what I'm getting is that these boys and girls that were inside of this temple couldn't get out. They were basically free slaves giving massages and whatever sick stuff these people wanted. And people are saying that the island was filled with tunnels and the temple was just a staircase and elevator to an underground dungeon type thing where all these activities happen. And this is the highlighted picture of the door under the temple. And look on top of the temple, you see that owl? This is the same owl at Bohemian Grove where the elites go to once a year and sacrifice things to. Now look at some of the paintings that were found inside of the island. I mean, look at the symbolism on some of these pictures. It's just sickening. And here's the official flight log of all the people that went on Epstein Island. Now we all know what happened to him. He was arrested and quote unquote, he committed suicide. Suspiciously enough, he was supposed to be watched 24/7, but the guard either fell asleep or wasn't there. And somehow the camera footage also got lost. So what do you guys think? Was he killed? Is he alive? Or did he commit suicide?